Edward the Elder, the formidable king of the Anglo-Saxons and son of Alfred the Great, was dead. Athelstan was Edward's eldest son. But these were not the days when the eldest son necessarily became king. Athelstan had a brother, Elfweard, who was from his father's second wife. When his father Edward died, Mercia proclaimed him king. But Wessex wanted Elfweard. Mercia had been where Athelstan had been taken when he was a boy and raised with his aunt, Ethelfled, the Lady of Mercia, and his uncle, Ethelred. He had been educated there and fought alongside them. Tragically, Elfweard ended up dying just a few weeks after his father. While this changed Athelstan's fate, Wessex still did not immediately accept him as king. It took several months before Athelstan would finally be crowned king. His coronation took place at Kingston upon Thames, quite possibly chosen because of its location right on the borders of Mercia and Wessex. For the first time, out in the marketplace on a great platform in front of the church for all to see, Athelstan was crowned king. It had been tradition that a new king would put a helmet on his head during the coronation, but Athelstan, instead, had a crown placed on his head. He was also given a sword and a ring during the coronation ceremony to show an alliance between the new king and the church. The objects used in Athelstan's coronation would become symbols used for centuries to come. Athelstan was 30. It may have been his grandfather, Alfred, that was called the Great, but Athelstan would become one of the greatest Anglo-Saxon kings in his own right. In 927, he conquered York, the last remaining Viking kingdom in the land, and became the first king of a unified England. Both the Welsh and the Scots submitted to Athelstan, and for a time, he was the overlord of all of Britain. He was never defeated in battle in his entire reign. Even when the Danish king Olaf Guthrum formed a great alliance with the people of Scotland, Cornwall, Wales, and Strathclyde to try to stop Athelstan's domination, they were defeated at the Battle of Brunanburh. During Athelstan's reign, the Bible was translated from Latin to English. He created a centralized government. He sought to make the land he ruled more fair by actively disparaging fraud and robbery with harsh consequences. He reformed the currency system to one of the most advanced in all of Europe. And he continued on in his grandfather's footsteps of being a patron of the church and ecclesiastical learning. King Athelstan, the first ruler of all of England, breathed his last in Gloucester on October 27th, 939. He never married and had no children. His last wishes were to be laid to rest at Malmesbury Abbey instead of in Winchester, where his father, grandfather, and half-brother had been buried. Wessex and Winchester had not been a supporter of Athelstan, and some say this was the reason for his choice. The location of his original tomb is unknown. In 1539, during the dissolution of monasteries under Henry VIII, the abbey was closed and sold, and eventually fell into decay, and was even further damaged during the English Civil War. A tomb and effigy was made for the king called Athelstan the Glorious in the 15th century. The tomb lies empty, tucked away in the corner of Malmesbury Abbey.